Warning, this podcast contains zombies.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 13, Forget. I am your host, Clio, and with me I have John and Dom.
You remembered my name. You didn't forget.
Oh, why would I forget it?
Oh?
What was I talking about?
What?
Who are you?
Where's my horse?
Oh, too soon. Hashtag too soon.
We just met him. And now he's gone.
Rest in peace, Buttons.
Bye-bye, Buttons.
So, the gang's starting some secret wood meetings.
That is never a sentence you'll hear anywhere else.
Secret wood meetings?
That's like what beavers do on their off time.
Secret forest meetings?
Yeah.
I says we chew the wood now. Not now, Larry.
The thing to me that's most surprising about that is they're not suspicious of us now. This would be the biggest time to be suspicious. Like, why be suspicious later? Be suspicious right now when they're brand new and you don't know anything about them. That's when you should be watching them. Not like 2 months from now when you're like, oh, why are they all leaving at the same time?
Why is everything on fire? It's those weird people we let into our home. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because they think they trust them now, and they might not later.
Mm-hmm.
Carol was the one saying that, and I think she especially feels like she's in a position of trust because she's getting in with the housewives. God, are they dumb?
Carol's starting to creep me out.
Who wants cooking tips?
Carol's starting to creep you out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was even before she threatened the little kid.
No, before she threatened the kid, I was very impressed with her stealth mission.
Yeah, I mean,
with her spy mission.
The window latch was, a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's doing a good job, and she took it too far.
Yeah. Why did she go back for the extra chocolate, though? That's what I want to know.
That's what's gonna fuck her.
Yeah.
They're not gonna notice those guns are gone, but the chocolate ration is gonna go noticed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's gonna give her away.
That's
there's one piece of chocolate missing. Where is everything else here? We're missing like 50 guns also. Oh, okay.
There's a pile of guns. Did you see that refrigerator that she opened up that had all the guns or whatever in it?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
They're not gonna realize a couple guns are missing. She took 3.
Yeah, I mean, they probably weren't keeping very good inventory of them.
The chocolate, on the other hand, they're like, oh, we can only ration you half a bar or a quarter of a bar.
5 ounces.
Yeah, so they're gonna notice.
Yeah, they're gonna notice the chocolate, which I think is gonna lead them to notice that the guns, because they're gonna want to check everything. Oh, if someone took the chocolate, maybe they took something else. I think she's fucked. While she was saying, I was like, no, don't take the chocolate. Don't take the chocolate. What are you doing? I mean,
I didn't really think much about it at the time, and it's like now, after the fact, it's like, oh, yeah, that's probably the worst thing you've ever done.
No, man, I was just like, you're fucked.
It's going to screw her right over.
Yeah. So we learned that there aren't really any guards in the watchtower. It's a fake person or a gun sitting there, and everyone I think it was Rick and Daryl or Michonne and Sasha who were standing around. They were all like, "What? There's no one there? What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, we just put a fake sniper rifle up in the tower, and occasionally my son watches guard, but for the most part, nobody's ever in there.
Like, really?
Yeah. It's dumb.
Craziness.
Very dumb.
Absolute craziness.
I mean, why do you think Deanna doesn't want Sasha up there?
Because Sasha was like, give me that job now, I need it. Give it to me now. So she's like, whoa.
That seems like a perfect candidate for the job, though, is somebody that wants to do it.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't exactly want to put somebody who wants nothing to do with watching zombies in the Watchtower. I'd rather put somebody that wants to do it in the Watchtower.
Yeah, you would think.
But the way Deanna's doled out all these jobs is by, I'm going to study you. Okay, I think you're good for this job. Do this job. You know, none of these jobs these people have chosen except for Carol. But that's just, she's like, I don't know if that counts.
Little Miss Homemaker.
Yeah.
What's a gun? I don't know how to
I don't. Asparagus is great, ladies.
I like to use applesauce instead of eggs in my cookies.
I want to make those now. I'm not gonna lie.
Apparently, it's a thing. You can just substitute.
Yeah. I had no clue.
I didn't know either.
I think you can do that for gluten allergies. Substitute the flour with other things. Probably vegan stuff too. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, Michonne hangs up her sword after cutting the tassels off of her new jacket.
It was a little too big.
I mean, the whole her uniform looks ridiculous with those crosses. Those it's like yellow yarn tied through the back. It just looks ridiculous.
I bet she did it.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
She
gave her an oversized jacket, and she's like, "Oh, I can take care of this." Shoop,
yeah.
Corset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they did say that it was left over from the previous resident of the house who happened to be a cop. But so yeah, it had to be taken in a little bit, and yeah, they probably don't have a perfect tailor or whatever. But I think there's better ways to do it than what Michelle did.
There are, but in terms of ease and amount of time, like you could sew by hand up the side, but that would take longer than threading a thing through the back and
just pulling it taut. Yeah.
And plus, that's more Michonne's style. Like we've seen her wear things with like the kind of lace up the back.
Yeah.
It's
She had a vest like that for a long time. Or not a vest. It was like just a shirt, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That's true, but I don't remember. But she had something that looked like that in the back. So.
Yeah. I think that's something she makeshift made as well.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But the sword, it's up on the mantle, out of its case, which is really safe for children.
Mm-hmm.
Judy's just gonna bang on the wall like,
she's living in the house with Rick, and then there are children in the house.
Well, it's kind of cool because you saw when they went to that party, you know, they had the little cocktail sword. And,
she's just like...
You know, she's looking at that, and then, you know, surprisingly, what Abraham said in his drunken stupor was pretty profound. Even though he talked himself in a circle, you know, but the fact that she I think that's when it's not her big moment of realization, but I think that's now when she realized, you know, she's not going to be using the sword for a while.
Yeah.
And she wanted it, but she also wanted it somewhere that it's still easy to get to.
Oh,
yeah, she didn't want to completely get rid of it.
And
but at a moment's notice, just...
And like she's used to it, she hid it in plain sight. It's no longer a weapon now; it's a decoration piece. But as soon as it needs to be a weapon, it's a weapon again.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's very accessible.
And I mean, this isn't the first time that Michonne's. I mean, Michonne lost her sword earlier this season,
right?
And she had that whole heart-to-heart with Gabriel about that's who I was. I'm not that loner anymore because. In the beginning of the season, she was walking around with her two little walker buddies, like she did when we first met her, and that's not who she is anymore. She had that realization, like, I don't want to be alone. Where are my peeps?
That was this season? I thought that was last season.
That was the first episode of the season.
First episode of this season was the Escape from Terminus.
No, I'm sorry. Then it was the mid-season
of last season.
For last season. Sorry.
Yeah.
Boring. Leave me alone.
No, it happens. It happens. Like some of the stuff, I was like, wait, that was only like last season. Like,
yeah.
What throws me off is the two prison seasons all the time because I never remember which happened in which.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, no, she already knows that it's not who she is anymore, but she's not going to completely leave it behind.
No, she couldn't.
Sasha's having some problems.
Couple.
She has PTSD.
Yeah, she does, poor thing.
Blaring PTSD. That's why she's like, I need a job. Give me the lookout. I need it. Give it to me. Give me now.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sad because it's just she hasn't caught a break. No. She really, I mean, she just lost Bob, and then Tyrese died like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's just being bombarded by these idiots. What's your favorite food?
which was a nice thing to do, but to someone who's hyperventilating in a social situation, it's like, no, now's not a good time, honey.
But this is the thing, like, was she not displaying outward signs of distress, right? Like, clearly she was upset. To any other human, this lady's just like, so is it pancakes? Why are you breathing like that? Is it sausage? Stop it. You're panting over my talking. Like, what?
I don't think they know the signs. I mean, they have doctors. They don't have psychologists.
Clearly.
But it's not that she's been keeping her distance, right? So she shows up at this party, which is really her first big group interaction. And we had already seen prior to the party, she's showing signs of this when she's out by herself in the woods shooting at pictures of ex-Alexandria family members, and she's shooting them, and then she's freaking out by herself, just hearing the zombie noises go off, and she's like, all crazy. So now she's at the party, and everybody's talking, and nobody was talking directly to her for the first beginning of it, other than the guy that opened the door for her. And as soon as she gets in the crowd of people, all of a sudden she starts having these crazy visions of sounds and zombies, and then when that one lady, she caught her at the wrong time. That's all it was. It was an innocent question, and she's not justified. Sasha's not justified for freaking out about it, but
I don't know.
At the same time, I don't fault the lady, because everybody else from the group that came in, Rick's group, everybody else is fine. You could approach and talk to all of them. Sasha's the only one, so you can't really be like,
Daryl
didn't you see? Well, yeah, but Daryl didn't come to the party, so.
Yes, that's true.
I don't know.
Still, I don't see Daryl flipping out like she did if Daryl did go to the party.
No, Daryl would have just daggers.
Yeah, he would have been off in the wallflower, but he would have been shooting everybody looks as like, don't even try to come near me.
Please, just...
Yeah.
I haven't showered.
I wanted him to actually come in with just dirt all over him. It would have been great.
He put on a shirt.
He did put on a shirt. He tried.
Yeah, did.
Tried. But yeah, I want to talk about Spencer, the guy who opened the door for Sasha. Because he's just like, blah, 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 blah. And Sasha goes like, and then walks away. He's like, the fuck are you? I just thought that was really funny. And he's the guy who's supposed to be up in the bell tower and isn't.
He's really good at his job.
What about what's-her-face and the pasta maker?
Oh, Mrs. Needlemeyer and her pasta maker.
Yes, Mrs. Needlemeyer.
I don't know her and I hate her.
Yeah.
Did we even meet her?
She sounds like one of those Italian women who just need something to talk about, and if she runs out of something to talk about, she'll just harp on the same thing that means literally nothing.
Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to meet her this episode. I was a little disappointed that we didn't have a face to go with the name.
Everybody was just talking about her.
Yeah. Even the group of three that didn't go to the party.
Yeah.
Daryl,
Aaron,
and I don't remember Aaron's boyfriend's name. Eric. Yeah.
So, yeah, and Eric said it. He was like, yeah, if we got her a pasta maker, I'm sure she'd just find something else to talk about.
Probably.
It would be really great if we could shut her up.
Because one person, right, you get one person talking like that, and if they're finding something that in-depth to talk about, they're not going to stop. It's always got to be something. So It's like us. When you get us talking about something, we're not going to shut up. We're going to keep talking.
Yeah.
That's why you're watching us.
Flows.
Yeah.
Occasionally unfiltered nonsense.
Yeah.
So
We should do an entire podcast in Minionlish. It'll be great. Mostly the same, but...
Ooh, gelato! Gelato! Anyway. Yeah, no, I think Sasha needs... I don't know. Sasha needs a therapist.
I think EMDR therapy would just be right up her alley.
Yeah.
But she's not going to want to talk to anyone.
No, that's true.
God, no.
It doesn't matter who. She's just not going to want to talk to him.
She needs to be next to her gun alone to feel safe. Or at least around her friends. And, like, it needs to be quiet because she needs, at this point, like, in her illness, like, she needs to have control over the situation she's in. And if she doesn't, she's going to freak out like she did at the party. And that's it.
And also the thing about that is when the group was out there, they had this silent communication. They could probably go days without saying words, but still like talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And here everybody's tip, 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 tip.
And did you see what she was wearing?
At the party we're talking, I'm like, you're kidding me. In current day, I would not want to be at that party. Like right now, I would not want to be at that party.
Yeah, I agree. I would not want to be at that party. But then at the same time, if you were trapped in this post-apocalyptic world, right, and you had no big social life, once or twice would not be bad. Just to be like, you know what? I never thought I would get a chance to do this ever again. You know? I'd go. Yeah. As much as I, right now, in a non-post-apocalyptic world, would not go to that party. In that world, I'd give it a shot.
You like to talk about your cooking.
I'm more talking about the personality of those women. I would be like, no, thank you. I'm going to go that way.
Well, I would go and just...
I would be in the corner with Maggie, Glenn, and Noah. Just be like, please save me.
I mean, I would go and just make them all feel horrible about their lives. You know?
Yeah, probably.
That would be the entertainment value of the party for me, so... Mm-hmm. I'd still give it a shot.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think I would go. I mean, if it's the only goddamn party in town and there's, 40 people in town.
And look at Abraham. Abraham walked through the door and he's like, yeah, I'm out of here. And they have beer.
There's beer.
Well, I'm here. Let me give this thing a shot.
All right.
Man, and they had wine.
Yeah.
In a post-apocalyptic scenario. It's like, you have wine, please. Thank you.
Wine and beer, I'd definitely be at that party.
And the sad part is the only thing I could think of that entire time was like, wait till this place just blows up. Just wait till someone blows it up. You're not going to know what to do with yourselves.
Yeah, no, because those people don't understand. You have
Deanna that's got these visions of grandeur.
A couple weeks of craziness, but
nothing that bad.
You have Deanna, though. Deanna's got these visions of grandeur. Like, you know, this place is going to be something. We're going to have a government and police force, and it's like... Which
is good to plan, but you need to actually
take
care of your security.
There's something called where you are now and the future. There's this big chunk called the middle that you need to focus on. Yeah, it's good to have visions of the future, but that's not stuff you're going to start sharing with You got to work there. You got to get the baby steps. It's going to happen.
That's also her trying to inspire hope, being like,
sure.
we're gonna have a civilization again, guys. Don't worry about it.
And you know what? I mean, I believe her. I mean, I believe it's absolutely possible, but you also have to consider that other people are going to want to take that away from you, and you need to be ready for that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, she doesn't understand.
She doesn't
get
that.
I think she does understand, but she thinks that Rick and the gang are overreacting. She's like, we're perfectly safe. It's like, you don't have anybody watching the walls.
Like, if someone strolled up with any kind of armored vehicle, you're toast. You're done.
Yeah, John was saying that Rick should have told her, our place got run over by a tank.
Yeah.
Literally a tank.
That would be pertinent information.
Right.
What's out there.
If someone had a tank, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. Unless Daryl just pops a grenade again.
Nobody expected the governor to come plowing through the prison in a tank.
No.
My jaw was on the ground. Like, that was one of the greatest surprises in this show.
It's like this impenetrable fortress. They had fences, barbed wire. They had patrols. They had all this stuff. There was no way anybody was going to get into this place.
Nope.
Unless they brought a tank.
Well, in that season, we had seen that the gates, the fences weren't holding.
Right.
But they had like full effort into keeping the walls up, and they still got run over by a tank.
Right.
I mean, but the walls were being tested systematically too, so they were being stressed on purpose.
Well, not were they? No.
I thought we saw the governor watching out from the thing, like luring zombies toward there.
Well, we had that whole conspiracy theory. Well, I had that whole conspiracy theory that season with the governor, and it turned out it wasn't him. He had only just shown up, looked at the prison, and said, "You're mine," and then left.
I thought he made a noise or something that attracted more people to it.
What was that, John?
He's like, I won it.
I want it. I want them to die.
I think we determined that was Lizzie the entire time feeding the zombies and everything. So
that was a fun time for podcasting the show, because the whole time I was like, it's the governor. It's the governor. Conspiracy theories. Ah.
He's living inside the prison.
Yeah, but it's funny, like looking back on that, and we had Rick playing Farmville, inside the prison, and now he's playing Mafia Wars.
He's playing Mafia Wars. Oh man!
How long were you sitting on
now
that
we
one,
needed
champ?
a werewolf.
2 seconds. It just popped into my mind.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I think this is definitely, like, these signs are definitely in the column of this place is not run properly.
No.
Our guards, you're not watching the walls all the time.
What are you doing?
We've been rammed. I mean, people are out there. Oh, and I forgot to mention with the Secret Woods meetings, they found a W walker.
Dun, 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 dun.
They did, and did you guys happen to catch the Talking Dead?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Did you see what Kevin Smith said?
Yep. He's like, wolves? Wolves.
And then all of a sudden, Chris Hardwick's like, we probably shouldn't talk anymore about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's clearly the wolves.
Well,
God,
no, because Chris Hardwick's not privy to any information. The reason he doesn't like giving comic book spoilers.
Right.
So that's why he said we should probably stop talking.
Yeah.
Chris
We
doesn't
know
know. But I mean, the signs are there, because we did see at the place that was ransacked, the town.
Noah's Town.
Noah's Town. There was spray painted on the walls. The wolves have, or beware the wolves have come.
Yeah, something like that.
Or something like that. Something about wolves. Like wolves, the word was written.
Right.
So I mean, you can correlate that to the walkers with the W's, or more specifically, the walker parts with the W's. So,
Yes, for sure. I'm 100% positive that's the direction they're leaning into, and whether or not we're going to see the wolves this season, I think we will.
I think so too.
I think we're going to see them in the last episode.
They'll
and
happen.
I don't know much about them because I did not get to this point in the comics with the wolves. But what if Morgan is involved?
Maybe. What we've seen from Morgan has been him on his own, unless he is tracking the wolves. We still have the unanswered question of whose markings those were on the trees, because we had 2 sets of marks. The slashes were the termites, and there was a circle with an X through it.
Which was Slenderman.
So we don't know. We don't know who the Slenderman symbol belongs to. But that's what Morgan was following. Whether it was his mark or not, it might have been Morgan's mark.
We have a lot of people that like marking things, because we have those 2 symbols on the trees, and now we have the W's on the walkers.
Yeah, there's a lot of marking.
Yeah.
This is mine.
Well, for the markings on the trees, find your way back.
I mean, what is the significance of marking walkers, though?
Do you think that maybe it's childlike George W. Bush, just like
Yeah, in the post-apocalypse.
It's because he was so mad that when he got into the office or whatever, that everybody took the W's off all the keyboards. Did you hear about that? That big scandal?
I did. That was really funny.
That was the thing. That was the thing.
It was really funny.
Yeah, they took all the W's off. So maybe that's him. He's stamping all the W's into their, carving them into his head.
W's back where they belong.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, that's really funny. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, everybody that was involved in the scandal has a W carved on their forehead now.
Yep. That's what happened. It's a fact.
No, but about that I was going to say, it seems like branding your cattle. Or
yeah.
Branding your kill or something.
Right.
It's very ritualistic. And they cut the walkers' bodies up. There was like... there was a trunk full of heads and a truck full of, arms.
Torsos.
It could even be more like a scientific kind of experiment where you tag wildlife and then you see and follow the wildlife and the patterns in which it's gone. Maybe they want to see how far and these zombies are able to travel in short distances and be like, oh, there's one from our pack 30,000 miles away. Like, how did it swim? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. It seems more like the scene that was left after we saw Noah's, community. That seemed like they came in, they bombed people's houses, carved up a bunch of walkers and left.
And possibly just release the walkers into the town or something.
That's true. They could have done that too.
Use them as weapons. They might do what the governor did back, in the first
with
siege.
the pit or whatever. That was more entertainment than...
Well, no. But the first siege of the prison, he released a truck full of walkers.
Yep, that's true.
So he Trojan horsed them a little bit.
When I was just joking a minute ago about zombies walking to another continent, do zombies require oxygen?
No.
Can they travel on the ocean floor if they really wanted to? Could they walk to another continent?
They would float, and the currents would just drag them everywhere. I don't think they're not strong enough to swim, and they're buoyant. Corpses tend to float, so yeah, I don't think.
Well, they'd only be buoyant as long as.
Well, they get waterlogged and then hit the bottom of the ocean and then
what if they were wearing lead boots?
Well, that
my main question of that is: do they require oxygen though? Like
no, I don't think so. I don't think they breathe.
So if they were locked in an airtight room,
the heads live.
Yeah, remember Shane shot at the farm. Shane shot the zombies in the lungs to show them that he shouldn't be breathing. He's still coming at me. So they don't breathe or anything. They just eat.
And the governor kept fish tanks full of heads.
Oh, that's true too.
And they were still alive.
That's true.
Yeah. So they don't need anything really.
No, I don't even think they don't even need to eat.
They do need the brain though, which is weird. I don't understand that whole concept.
Well, I think they're driven. They're driven to want to bite and eat flesh, but then they sort of can go without it for a while. But the more time that passes, the more degraded they get. So,
their corpses
we've even seen they've made these zombies more just less.
Yeah, it's the last episode.
Words that I use for
more
English.
Less.
Yeah, last episode we saw the one's flesh literally being ripped off his body,
like a jacket.
Fondant.
Kind of disturbing.
A little bit.
I mean, I want one of those jackets.
No,
a flesh jacket?
A rotted flesh jacket?
All right.
Yeah.
You know what?
Type
that into Google, see what comes up.
I'll wear it. I'll wear it to Lake Compounds this Halloween.
Yeah.
For our haunted adventures.
That'd be funny.
That'd be great.
Do we want to talk about Jesse first, or do you want to talk about Buttons first? Let's skip the line.
I guess we'll talk about Buttons.
Buttons.
So we should start off by talking about Daryl.
Yes.
True.
Daryl and Aaron.
Yes.
Darren.
Yeah. Aaron was hunting wabbits.
Uh-huh.
Hunting wabbits.
Is slang for stalking a dude.
Stalking Daryl.
So yeah.
They got a nice bromance going on.
They bonded a little.
Yeah, they bonded. It was nice.
They had something in common. They're both outsiders.
Yeah, and I think this was really Aaron making sure that him and Daryl would be able to, you know,
Like,
go
work
out.
together.
Go out. Oh.
Go on recruiting missions
Mm,
together. Be a good team.
Yes, they would make a good team.
They would, and they definitely proved that too.
Oh, absolutely. And we got to see Aaron like really fight too, which was cool.
Yeah.
I
And I mean, we saw a little bit, but he was kind of tied up. So you know.
Aaron's been the one that we've been the most suspicious of. You know, even more so than Deanna. You know, who's Deanna? But like, from the moment we saw him, and he's just like, does it really matter? There could be 10 of us out there. There could be 30. You're not gonna believe me. As soon as he said that, we're instantly suspicious of him.
Well, actually, about that wasn't what made me suspicious of him, because
it was his hatred for applesauce, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, who hates applesauce?
Right, so he's not even a real person.
That's just weird, man. No, but I mean that because when he said that, the way he said it, I was like, you know what, you're right. Because even if I said there's nobody out there, or I have 100 people, it doesn't matter.
He was right.
The truth and what you say in those situations are different.
Right, but
will be taken.
Even though he's being right about it, it's still not the best way to word it to people that want you dead.
Mm-mm.
Totally. I mean, I didn't think any of them wanted him dead.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but no, definitely.
They're holding him captive. Like, that's not what you say to get on people's good side.
Yeah. I didn't trust them until he took them in. When they went in Alexandria, I was like, okay, it's real. He didn't completely make this up.
He was super impressed by Daryl's ability to tell the difference between a living person and a dead person. You know? Which...
How they sound.
Do you hear... and dragging of feet, or do you hear somebody tiptoeing through the tulips?
Yeah.
Tulips. Yeah.
I don't have a little ukulele, otherwise I would be right now.
I mean, zombies aren't... Like, they're not going to know to keep their mouth shut, but they don't always make the sound. So it is possible to get ganged up, like, snuck up on by walkers.
It's happened.
It happened to Buttons.
They tend to make more noise when they see something they want.
Yes.
Like, they make those weird vocalizations.
That was horrific, that scene.
I know, the poor fucking horse.
I know, that was terrible.
They were so close.
I was more concerned for the actors. I was like, did they, like, push this horse to the ground? That's what it looked like.
The trainer was dressed up like one of the zombies.
As a walker.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, the trainer was there with him, so.
Yeah.
No, acting horses know tricks like lie down, so he probably just
I can only imagine.
The signal to lie down, and he did it.
Yeah, I can only imagine, though, like, the
horse fall on you?
Being surrounded by these people in these horrific costumes. That would scare me as an animal.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Scare me as a human.
Yeah, but at least we know, like, if you're on the set of the show, like, we as humans know, oh, these are other people. But the zombies, like, does the horse know? Like, I don't know, that's just, it's weird.
I mean, I assume he would see the extras acting normally.
Yeah.
If he would know they were people.
Yeah.
And if his trainer was in front of him, I think he'd feel safe enough.
Maybe the horse was there when they put on all the makeup, so he could see the process and ease himself into it.
And horses aren't that. I mean, they're very smart
they are.
animals, so they know the scent of a human at least. And
they are. They're very smart. The first and only time I've ever been near one, I was riding. I got on it, and it started bucking. It knew not to keep me on its back. It's a very smart animal.
This guy's an asshole.
Get it off. Get it off. Yeah. Anyway.
So they wanted a jockey, not a jackass.
It's true. It's true. You can't put a donkey on top of a horse.
This is absolutely true.
I really wanted them to catch Buttons and then ride him back
majestically
into the sunset. It's like, oh no.
The two of them riding into the sunset, that's what you wanted?
Yeah, it would have been adorable. Look, man, bromances have to have riding horses into the sunset, dude.
Poor Eric.
Is that a rule? Oh.
Yes, it's a rule now.
I gotta call Mike up.
I'm pretty sure that the Daryl would not have gotten on horseback with that guy. I think Daryl would have just walked back.
I also don't think they would have ridden it because, like, it needs to be trained.
Yeah, it's
a wild
spent
horse
5 years or however long.
Yeah.
You know, without a trainer. You're right. I was like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be beautiful, but sadly,
it just sucks because they were so close.
Yeah.
Daryl was so close.
And Aaron was so sad. And Daryl was like, "You just tried to help it, man. That's all. No harm. No, nothing wrong with that."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have happened regardless, with or without their intervention. That that horse wasn't going to make it for long.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it kick a walker in the face.
Oh, I did too.
I would have. Oh, love that.
I did too, but do you know how difficult that probably would have been for them to shoot?
Oh, it would have looked horrible. They had to use like a fake horse leg.
They would have had to use an entire CGI zombie.
Yeah.
So
that would have been fucking rad.
So let's talk about Jesse and all the weird things that happened with Rick this episode.
Jesse?
Yeah.
The Scarlet Letter.
That was also weird.
Adulterer.
Yeah. No. As soon as that kid stamped his hand, I'm like, is this a Scarlet Letter thing? Is he just gonna fuck this lady regardless of her husband?
So, by the way, Rick, that wave didn't mean shoot my husband.
He went for his gun. I'm like, oh no. I knew it was just like to make sure it was still there, but I mean, it was very like.
Rick is quickly transitioning from sheriff to inquisitor.
That was a very odd time to check to see if your gun was still there, though.
Oh, that was very
It's a very odd time to check for your gun.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's true. But I mean, listen. So the only time before this episode we saw this guy was on his porch in the darkness. He was totally drunk and was like, "My wife cut your hair."
He seemed like a raging douche.
Porch dick.
Porch dick. Hashtag porch dick. It was trending.
It's a porch dick.
Yeah,
it's on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
He's the original porch dick.
He's the porch dick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then he's like trying to be like normal, and then he takes Rick's still full glass of whiskey, and I'm gonna go get more drinks. He's like, I'll get it. It's like, oh no. Who are you, sir? I don't yet know who you are.
No.
Yeah, it seems to not be so happy fun in that house.
Yeah, he seems a little bipolar, but it's mainly the alcohol, so.
Yeah.
He's probably just sort of...
They don't have, like... It doesn't seem like they have the greatest relationship anyway.
Right.
Like, and they kind of explained in the Talking Dead, like, their relationship was a little bit rocky the entire time, so...
Yeah, because they gave some insight into her background and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So. But I just want to know, if this guy is such a raging alcoholic, how much alcohol is actually at this place? Like... They had a lot at the party. They had the wine. They had the beer. This guy was apparently drunk on his porch one night, so they have to have a decent supply of it.
No shortage.
Like, do they have an entire house just, like, as a refrigerator? Because don't you have to refrigerate that stuff, or it's skunks? Like, I'm not a big beer drinker, so
no,
I don't...
You don't have to refrigerate beer, because it's sealed.
Yeah.
Or is it if it gets refrigerated and then unrefrigerated? I don't know. It's something.
I don't know.
Just the carbonation, maybe, but
yeah.
I don't know, because...
I don't think beer is hard to keep.
Mm-mm.
Neither is wine unless it's already been opened, but they last.
This is where Pat and Michelle would come in handy, because Pat actually brews beer. So
right.
Oh, he brews it. Oh,
he does. He does.
Well,
so
you never know that they could just have like a microbrewery, because they have plenty of electricity and
that is possible.
Nothing but time.
That is 100% possible.
Someone could be brewing beer in their basement, Yep.
They could have bathtub whiskey.
Yeah, just, bleach plus other ingredients.
Yeah.
Drink up.
That's true.
You're like, oh, blind, son, but it'll get you drunk.
Yeah. But that guy, I have like bad feelings about that guy, especially with this little scene we got from next episode.
Oh my god, Rick!
The Requisition begins.
They compared Rick to the governor on Talking Dead, and I was like, oh my god.
It's
my jaw dropped.
Look like that.
And it's like it's really starting to be the beginning of the governor's downfall.
Well, okay. I heard them say that, and I don't necessarily agree. Maybe it's similar, but it's not the same. Because the governor was fucked up in the head the entire time he was running Woodbury. He had a fish tank full of walker heads. So there was something wrong with him the entire time.
Right, but I mean, like, before that, like, his downfall, like when his daughter, right? When his daughter had turned and he, like, freaked the fuck out. Can you imagine? Like, if that happened to Judith?
Yeah.
Right? If that happens to Judith, Rick's gonna go apeshit.
Apeshit, yes, totally. Not the same way, I don't think.
No, it's definitely not gonna be in the exact same way, but it's still similar in the downfall.
And I'm not sure, like, you know, I thought that before Rick became One Strike Rick, I thought that he was going to end up like the governor. But then he sort of, like, became One Strike Rick, and I'm like, I'm okay with this Rick. But I think now, if he starts becoming the governor, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that.
You know, it's interesting, because I think it's something that he kind of sees happening to himself, because, like, even, I mean, it's weird, because, like, he's kind of teetering right now, and I think he knows, like, I'm not okay right now, like, I'm not, like, I don't know what, I don't think he trusts himself that much anymore.
Yeah.
Which is probably why...
before he took the gun from...
Right. Her. Right. And he's, like, not even... You know, he's consulting with them a lot. So it's not like he's just making decisions like that anymore anyway.
I mean, that kiss, though, that he gave her at the party.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
I, like, saw it coming. I was like, Rick, don't do anything weird. Oh, you did something weird.
You did something weird.
I mean, it was so weird. It was so weird, it made it made me uncomfortable.
That's great.
And I had to rewind it and watch it again just to make sure that I still felt uncomfortable, and I did.
Am I still not okay with this?
Yeah.
It was just so bizarre, like, completely uncalled for.
Yeah.
She wasn't going in. She was just here, have your child back.
Yeah. She was not disappointed. Like, she was not.
Not at all.
She was like...
Well, okay.
Right. It's a thing that's happening.
It was... I don't even...
Still weird.
Because then they had the eye lock, and then they had another one, you know, outside the thing, and then Rick's reaching for his gun, and, you know, it's just... It's insane.
Yeah, it's very weird. I think that... I don't know what I think. It's going to be explosive.
Just, his decision-making tree is just good.
And I think we can trace that all the way back to season 1, Rick. The good decisions, no bad decisions. The good decisions, nope, they're bad again.
This is also the first time he's felt something since Lori, though.
Yes.
That's true, and that's probably why he was so weird about it in the first place, and probably could explain why he's, like, almost seeming to be territorial about it now, because it's like...
Yeah, because look what happened with Shane.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I don't know. But, like, dude, she's married. You gotta fucking respect that regardless.
I don't know. They both had the Scarlet Letter for adultery.
They did.
I mean, and Rick is used to taking what he wants. He's not used to this waiting around for permission kind of thing.
They said that in The Talking Dead. It also made me uncomfortable because I'm like, Jesse's a person. You know? It's not like it's a bunch of cans of food that he's taking. This is a person.
That is very true, but it still kind of applies. Because whatever he wants, he's gonna take it. It doesn't matter if it's a person, place, or a thing.
I don't know. But why was he
All
standing
the
at the wall
nouns,
just like...
all nouns are Rick's. Every noun, even the pronouns.
So, I mean, I think the scenario that I see them getting together in is like if shit hits the fan in the town, he just like grabs her by the wrist and says, "If you do not want to die, come with me."
Come with me if you want to live. It's gonna be Terminator Rick.
I feel like that's gonna be what's gonna do it.
Rick is gonna be what does this place in.
Maybe or maybe not. I mean, that's what
to say.
That's what they're saying on The Talking Dead. I mean, and I can see it, but I also see the threats from outside. I see the wolves. I see, the three people who were banished. I see an outside threat happening before.
I see the outside threat happening. I see the outside threat happening, but I don't see it being this big devastating thing that's going to damage the town. I think the way that Rick goes about handling it is going to be the big devastating thing that tears this town down.
Okay.
I still think it's 100% going to be Rick.
Right, because following that logic, if they do get attacked, Rick's going to be like, well, fuck it, I'm taking over. Like, if we're going to be safe, it's going to be under my terms.
They're going to get an attack, Rick's going to be like, you do this, he's going to take charge. People are not going to listen. Something, he's going to flip out, and then he's just going to take the reins, and he's going to be like, this is done my way, or I'm going to kill y'all.
I mean, I don't know, because if someone attacks, I don't think they really need anyone from that town to help,
They don't.
Oh, God, no.
If any of their people, that'll be it,
Yeah.
They don't need Spencer, who doesn't do the lookout, or the other Boy Scout who tortures walkers.
I'm in the ROTC.
It's good for you, fucker. Guess what? Nobody cares.
That skippy little shit.
Anyway. What about Scary Carol?
Scarel?
Scary Carol!
I'm not a fan. I'm real disappointed in her.
You could have scared the kid, and I mean, that would have been fine. She was like, I will tie you to a tree and let the walkers rip you to pieces, and then, you'll die.
Have you ever tried to tell a child a secret?
No,
it's impossible.
No. I understand that. And this kid obviously tells his mom everything. Whatever.
And Carol knows this better than anyone.
No, I know. But
so
they're scaring
Is it right? No. But is it effective? Yes, it's going to work.
Oh, God,
the kid's not going to go
work.
run to his mother now. Carol's going to get away with it. But like we said earlier, it's the chocolate that's going to do her in, not the kid.
Yeah, exactly. But Carol took it too far. I don't think it needed to go that far for that kid to shut up. But she definitely knows what gets at a kid, what would scare a kid.
Well, it's what scared the kids she's been with for so long. It was really sad to see this woman who was so nurturing to children like a season ago. She was a monster to this kid.
And not only that, but imagine things through the eyes of this kid, right? You have Rick being like, I know the cookie maker personally. I'm going to get her to make cookies. And all of a sudden, she's this big hero. And he goes and follows his hero like anyone else. And what happens when you meet your hero in person? They're almost never what you expect them to be. And this just rings true for Carol. It's just like, you thought this person was a superhero, but in fact, she's a monster. And she may be worse than some of the monsters out there. Yeah. Now,
do you think that the kid's going to be like, Daddy, I don't like them? And he's like, me neither, son. Let's drink together. And then they're going to fucking bitch about Rick for
yeah, so the kid is obviously going to get extremely drunk and divulge all the secrets. Yeah.
Correct. That's where I was going with that. No, but
you weren't going the route of an alcoholic man getting his 9-year-old son drunk?
No, but if, like, let's say he catches wind of this, like, that could feasibly be the straw that breaks Daddy's back, and he's like, well, fuck these people.
If the kid
I'm going to do something stupid.
If the kid's, like, super scared of Carol, too, like, the nicest one there, isn't that going to be a little suspicious, too? If, like, the mother and Carol are there, and it's just, like... And she's, like, the kid's hiding behind his mother's legs when You know, like Carol comes by, like
When Carol walks
Or
in,
that
yeah.
could also be like, people don't listen to kids. Oh, why are you afraid of? There's nothing wrong with Carol. Carol's perfectly normal. You're just being weird. You're a kid.
But then again, we don't know what kind of mother Jessie is, so.
That's true. That
We
is
know
true.
what kind of wife she is, but not mother.
Well, she hasn't cheated yet, so I mean.
Yet.
word is yet.
But the
Word is-
mind doth wander.
I know.
She's not very innocent in this either. Started off that way.
No.
But
It did.
No.
But very quickly became
I'm not
not.
saying she is. I'm
But
just saying that she hasn't cheated.
yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
Thoughts don't hurt anyone, but
Yes. Well, next week, spend. While trying to secure their new home, Rick and his group may face many challenges, some life-threatening. Is this really the utopia it seems to be?
Another existential question.
Not as existential as last week's.
That's very true. We
But-
have a little bit of a synopsis. We know everybody's going to be in danger, or some people. Some
yes,
people.
danger.
I
Life-threatening.
mean, the preview was a lot of crazy, like a lot
running,
of
shouting,
freaking out.
guns.
Yeah.
I mean, it
and
even seemed that the pastor is going to be.
Yeah.
And Eugene
Eugene had a gun, which was
had a gun.
Yep.
But yeah, the pastor looks like he's setting up Gabriel looks like he's setting up a church-ish, a sermon or something.
Yeah,
Might be nice.
I don't know exactly what we saw in the preview, because we saw them attacking like with guns outside of like a chain link fence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no chain link fences that we know of inside this town. So are
Probably-
they all going to like? Did they find like a supermarket full of supplies or something that they're all like?
Yeah, it's a big supply run or something.
Yeah, that's what it seems to me. It's a big supply run.
Yeah. That could go the way of that supply run 2 seasons ago.
And yeah, it could.
First
And
met Bob backwards.
Right. But I think what's gonna happen is with why am I blanking out on his name?
Eugene?
No,
Noah?
no, ball cap.
Huh?
Ball cap guy.
What?
I can't think of his name. Who?
Glenn?
Glenn. Yes, I just blanked out on Glenn's
He
name for
hasn't
some
worn a
strange
cap
reason.
in like 3 seasons.
Doesn't matter.
Seriously.
Doesn't matter. He's still a ball cap guy. Glenn is I think him and Deanna's son are gonna have this big conflict in the middle of trying to do this, if that's the case, the supply run, because you're gonna get new school versus old school, trying to figure out how things should be done, and it's gonna put everybody in jeopardy.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that they're not with ROTC fucker, because they're going to be in danger. He's going to put them in danger.
The synopsis already says they're gonna be in danger, so
Right.
I'm gonna guarantee you he's gonna be there.
You can be in the normal amount of danger, or you can be in the danger an asshole puts you in.
Yep.
Those are like 2 different things.
I mean, I'm gonna ruin you guys your evenings because now you're gonna have to rewatch the entire episode. Where was Tara?
She probably wasn't there. I mean, Eugene wasn't in it either.
Yeah.
Not Gabriel.
I'm just no, they weren't.
So, you know.
Enjoy, viewers. You're gonna have to rewatch the whole fucking show now. Find Tara.
It's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
They should literally have a guy named Waldo in their group and just have him hiding in the background of like weird scenes.
Or
I would
just
let that happen.
Or just have one of the
Zombie
cast
Waldo.
members who's not really in that episode wear the hat and stand in the background.
Yeah.
Or at least like a zombie Waldo. Just a zombie in a red and white striped
Zambaldo?
shirt. Zambaldo. Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm in.
Anything else, guys?
Requisition begins now.
Good.
That's it.
I don't know, with the last scene with Rick with his hand on the wall there. when Kevin Smith was talking about that, which way did you guys take it? As you know, Rick is like, how did he word it? He said that either Rick is reminiscing of the life where he wants to be out there or something. He put it could be taken two different ways. Or the wall, like, are we really safe, or I belong out there? So which way did you guys interpret that last scene?
I thought he was just doing Morse code signals with the zombie. Was that not correct?
Could have been.
Do you have
I thought he
humans?
was... I don't know, I just thought he was taking solace in the fact that he knows what's out there. Or at least he thinks he knows what's out there. And he thinks he knows better than everyone else. Not in an arrogant way, but in an almost true way.
Yeah.
But the look in his eyes seemed like very far away, and like he looked like he was really like just lost in thought.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he's either considering like maybe he's honestly thinking over this stuff with Jesse, this stuff with I have a gun now. I mean, he might just be like
the whole goddamn world with this thing.
I have a gun. I am king now. But
I don't think that's what it is.
I think it's like what John's saying. I think it's like, are we safe? Because now I have to worry about Jesse.
Right. Like, is this going to ruin everything? Am I going to cause problems? He might be even thinking like, what if I kissed a married woman? Like, the fuck was I thinking?
I don't think he's broken up about that.
He clearly had that Katy Perry song going through his head.
Firework.
Maybe your firework.
Yeah.
John, we're gonna be able to find you not singing Katy Perry.
I don't know. I guess like that place. No more on Twitter or on YouTube at Nahajim NHOJM doing Let's Plays. Check it out.
John, where can people find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomedom. And you can find me at Cliomoto on the socials. Thank you. You can find me at Cliomoto on the socials, and you can find me on Twitch at the Cliomoto. I will be streaming probably tonight, and then, probably Wednesday. Hopefully Wednesday. And then I got Etsy stuff to sell on Etsy. Go look at Cliomoto. You can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and right here on YouTube. Check us out for more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. Until next week. Bye, guys.
Toodles.
Toodles?
Dinner party!
I didn't know Toodles was in this.
Elegant dinner party!
Toodles lost his marbles. Oh, I just watched Hook.
Oh, yeah. Forgot his name was Toodles.
Right.